In middle school, every Valentine's Day, pink candygrams with heart lollipops attached were such a core classroom memory for me. Those cherry-flavored heart lollies instantly unlock that nostalgia every single time. Today's card is inspired by that sweet memory, bright, playful, and full of love. Whether you give this as a Valentine's Day card or just as a little reminder to brighten someone's day, this one is guaranteed to make someone smile. So let's get to crafting. To get started, I'm using heart-shaped shaker domes from scrapbook.com. And for my base, as always, I'm working from the scrapbook.com mixed media paper pad. We're going to create a soft watercolor style background using a technique called ink smushing. The distress oxides I'm using today are Saltwater Taffy, Abandoned Coral, Worn Lipstick, and Barn Door. I'm using a glass mat and pressing my ink pads directly onto the surface to create swatches of each color. I like wearing gloves here to keep my hands ink-free, but this step is completely optional. Next, I spray water directly onto the inks, lightly blend them together with my finger, and then I mist my paper and press it right into the colors. I like to work in layers, drawing each layer with my heat tool before repeating the process to continue to build depth. I will use what's left on my glass mat, wipe it down, and then add some more color, maybe some more of the corals or the pinks or the reds. So you have a lot of flexibility in terms of controlling how you want your background to look. Once I'm happy with the saturation and placement of the color, I lightly splatter water, just water, onto the background. And I like to not only spray, but I also like to use my spritzer and allow the water droplets to fall onto the background. Since distress products are water reactive, this lifts some of the pigment. I blot with a paper towel to create that beautiful mottled texture. I let everything dry completely before moving on, which doesn't take a lot of time since we use the heat tool to dry it as well. Next, I'm going to be using some stencils. I'm using a silicone grip mat to keep my paper secure while stenciling. The stencil I'm using is from scrapbook.com, and it's their Heart Lollipop stencil set, which has a step 1 and step 2 layer. First, I stencil the lollipop sticks using Abandoned Coral and a scrapbook.com blending brush. I'm using the same colors that we used for the background to keep everything very cohesive. Then I line up the heart layer and blend Worn Lipstick through all the heart openings on the paper. This creates a subtle background design that hints at the lollipop theme without overpowering the focal point. Now to create the shaker lollipop element itself. For the lollipop stick, I actually recycled these sticks from cake pops my mom and I got from Starbucks, so I cleaned them and saved them. The shaker element uses the Heart Shaker Dome from scrapbook.com, which comes in a pack of 5. And inside the shaker dome, I will be using the scrapbook.com watermelon shimmer flakes for that sparkly candy look. I love using these shimmer flakes because they are just beautiful in color. They are thin, they're iridescent, and plays very well with light. Before assembling the card, I want to stamp my sentiment. So I went into my craft stash and I found this oldie but a goodie, Cosmo Cricket's More Love, and I'm using the phrase "Hello Sweet Stuff," which I thought coordinated well with the lollipop candy sweet theme. I'm stamping with VersaFine Claire and Nocturne and using mint tape to keep my paper secure while I'm stamping in the bottom right-hand corner. Now I like to map my cards, and to frame the card, I'm layering another sheet from the mixed media paper pad, as well as a pink and red pattern paper from the Simple Stories What's Cookin' collection. With the leftover ink on my blending brush, I use that to go around the perimeter of the white paper and focus on the edges to darken them ever so slightly, but I'm going for that very soft halo effect. I adhere my lollipop background to the white layer and then attach that to the top of the pattern paper. Before adding my glitter, I dust the surface of my card with anti-static powder so the shimmer flakes are contained and don't cling to all the areas that I don't want them to be. I place a scoop of the shimmer flakes in the area that I am going to be placing my shaker dome, and gently removing the backing from the shaker dome, I carefully press that into place. Now I'm going to be using a generous amount of hot glue right underneath the point of the heart to attach my stick and add a pink bow for extra sweetness. And then at the very base of the stick, I add a small dot of hot glue to make sure that that stays secure. For the finishing details, I am adding dimensional accents using Dusty Rose pops of color, candy pink fabric paint, and Ranger pearls in neon watermelon. I like to add this in different areas of the card, kind of haphazardly. And then after adding the droplets of each color, I gently tap the back of the card so the droplets flatten slightly, almost resembling enamel dots. Then I set everything aside to dry, and here is the finished card. Isn't it adorable? It makes me smile every time. It's bright, nostalgic, and so fun with that interactive shaker element. This design works for Valentine's Day, birthdays, or anytime you want to send someone a little sweetness and kindness. And honestly, we all need that sometimes. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support my channel and my work. I appreciate all of you so much, sending you lots of love this Valentine's season, and I'll see you at our next crafty hangout. Bye, friends.